welcome back to my channel, Planty Princess 92. My name is Ashley, and today we are unboxing some plants from Thailand. I have had some good and some bad experiences with this company. I ordered some Hoyas from AsianPlantExport.com. When I had good experiences with them, they were great experiences. But on the other hand, when I had bad experiences with them, they were horrible experiences. So I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that this one is a fantastic experience because I have a lot of great plants in here, and I would be astounded to have all of these in my collection. So without any further ado, we'll get started. We'll get into this box and see what we have inside. So as always, they're packed nice and compact. They fit a lot of plants into one box. Now these aren't too large of plants because they're rooted cuttings of Hoyas. So I believe I have 12 Hoyas in here. They use cotton for to keep the box tight, plants from shifting around. They actually changed their packaging. Previously they didn't have this nice insulated wrapping. Maybe this is only what they use in the colder months. I'm not sure, but this is actually really nice. So we'll start with this plant, the Hoya Rosita. This is one that I've wanted in my collection for some time, and I just love the way the edges are like darker and outline the leaf. So let's see what this looks like. Ooh, so far this is a great experience. Oh my goodness, this is adorable. I love, love, love this plant. Like I said, on mine, this is gonna need a little more sun to really pronounce those edges, but you can definitely see some of the dark edging on this plant already starting, and I can't wait to see how this continues to grow. I'm going to open all the packages first so you can see the foliage, and then if you want to stick around to see how the roots are doing, in case you're considering ordering from this company, we'll open up all the roots as well. So that was the Hoya Rosita. Alright. This is Rinzii, I think that's what it says. We'll see once I get her opened. Alright, so this one is the Hoya Rinzii. I'll have to display a picture of this Hoya because as you can see, the leaf is a little damaged. It does have a growth point coming in right there, so that definitely is a plus. As long as this Hoya has a decent root system underneath, and even if it doesn't, it still may make it, but this one will definitely need some recovery going on. But it is a positive sign that it does have that new growth point coming in there, so I'm definitely really excited about that. This is one that I've also wanted for some time in my collection. I am so excited. Even on their website, oh my gosh, that is a huge leaf. That is humongous. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. Now, I don't know why they call this Hoya SP Perek Ready Bear, and even on their site, but this is the teddy bear, the Hoya Perek teddy bear. So, oh my gosh, from pictures, I couldn't tell that these leaves were so humongous. This is amazing. What I really loved about this plant, and now I love it even more that I see how huge and elongated these leaves are, I really liked how the leaves were kind of wavy on the edges and then came to that nice point, and how defined the venations were, and how kind of like squiggly the venations were in this plant. I really liked that. Also, this one is such a gorgeous plant when it sun stresses. I'll have to put up a picture of that too so you can see how beautiful this Hoya looks when it is sun stressed. This was one of my favorites. This was one of the ones that I was super excited to get, and I'm very pleased with the cutting that they gave me. This is gorgeous. So stunning and so huge. that was like a shocker. Like I said, I've only ever seen them in pictures and I didn't know they were that big. All right, this is the Hoya Rosita longleaf. Let's see. Hoya Rosita longleaf. If I'm pronouncing these wrong, I'm sorry. I'll put the names on the screen. It's hard to read their handwriting. Some of them they have typed up. Others they have in handwriting and they kind of just scribble it on there. So anyways, this one is another beautiful, beautiful leaved Hoya with those nice long venations kind of running through the leaves. I just love the way these venations look. This is a little bit of a stiffer, thicker Hoya. It's really nice and green, and I love that coloration to it. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one does sun stress as well. I think that's why I wanted it. If it doesn't, then it was the venations that made me want this because I love those veiny Hoyas. But either way, this is another beautiful one. There is indeed, and there was a leaf growing on it. Right down here at the tip of the stem, there is a growth point. The leaf did shrivel up through shipping, but the growth point is still green and active. So within no time, it shall spurl on out of there and start throwing up some new leaves. So I cannot wait for that. So this one I bought because I liked it, but also because it has my mother's name, Jennifer. This is the Hoya Jennifer. This is another really pretty leafed Hoya with, it's a little thicker with nice venations. This one is like real thick. And the shape is kind of like the Macrophylla in a sense. It's a little thicker than the Macrophylla, but the veins are gorgeous like usual. Wow, these are some like really healthy Hoyas. I'm curious to see the root system. So this definitely so far was a success. This has been one of the best orders I have had from them so far. All of these Hoyas are pretty healthy, have new grow points. This one has a new grow point coming in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's right here, but it's real tiny. So I don't know if that's showing or not, but either way, it definitely is growing really nicely and I cannot wait. Oh, this is on my wish list. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Like always, until it's opened. The suspense is killing me. This is taking forever. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is the Hoya Macrophylla pot of golds. Look at how cute and tiny those leaves are. So now if this was about the size of a regular Macrophylla leaf, maybe a tiny, tiny bit bigger, maybe like literally this much bigger, look at the size of these little leaves. And I believe these will also grow bigger. They're just happen to be tinier leaves at the moment, but this is so gorgeous. I've wanted this plant for so long. I actually have another one of these on the way. I might have two of them in here, I'm not sure, but either way, I do have another one on the way from another seller. But when I saw they had them for sale on this site, I figured I'm just gonna go for it and get another one because the one I bought is not rooted. So I was hoping I'd have a double chance of success for adding this to my collection, and it is so gorgeous. This is another plant crossed off the checklist. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, so I'm missing 3. This always happens in their order. So far, anytime I have been missing plants, they definitely do refund the money for the plants. I've never had an issue with that, but almost every time I've ordered, there's been something out of stock that they don't send. That's the only thing I don't like about their website. Some of the stuff does show it's out of stock, but it's like their quantities aren't updated enough to circulate that if somebody purchases it, it doesn't go out of stock quick enough. And they allow over purchasing of plants. So that's the only thing I don't like. But like I said, I've never had an issue with getting a refund for any plants that I'm missing, which kind of stinks because there was really a nice one in there that I wanted. The Hoya Clement something. Let me see if there's a packaging slip. There's not. I'm going to put a picture up here for you really quick so you can check out what this Hoya looks like. It's so gorgeous. The leaves are humongous. They're so veiny. The color of this Hoya is gorgeous. And I was so excited to see it on their website. The Hoya Clement something. It's gorgeous. So I did happen to get 2 more pot of golds because I wanted to have a nice sized pot of it. So here's the second. And then, and the leaves on this one actually are a little bigger, so that's pretty awesome. And then this is the third. I didn't know I got 3 of these. I thought I only got 2. But I'm okay with it. Ooh, this one's nice. It has, actually they all do. It's kind of hard to see maybe in the camera, but they have that nice dark edging on their leaves. You can really see it on the back of this leaf. I love that. And with enough light, the variegation on the middle kind of gets like a pinkish tint to it, which is extremely beautiful. So last but not least, we have the Hoya Da Nang Vietnam or something like that. Let's see. So that was a plus. The only damaged leaf, not the only damaged leaf, I had 1 half damaged leaf, but the only loose leaf in the order. That makes me extremely happy. So this is the Hoya Da Nang Vietnam. It's cute. Really thick leafed, really thick stemmed. It's a pretty plant. I love how thick these leaves are, and I just really like the shape of this Hoya. It's a gorgeous one. They're all gorgeous. I'd probably say that about every single plant. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I got 9 Hoyas in this package. I did happen to order 12, so 3 of them didn't come, but that's okay. I will definitely get my money back for those 3. The Hoyas are actually relatively cheap on this site, which is really fantastic. When I order, I always tend to order the max amount of plants you can get without an import license, because I just feel like it's worth it since you're buying the phytosanitary certificate every time, and then shipping. I believe shipping came to $50 or something like that. It was actually kind of cheap on this order for some reason. But so for 12 plants, shipping, the phytosanitary certificate, and taxes, this order came to a little bit over $300, which, like I said, is not bad for 12 Hoyas. Especially because a lot of these Hoyas, like the pot of gold, is going for $80, $90, $100, maybe even more depending on how the plant is, how big the plant is. So for $300, I mean, that pretty much, these 3 plants, the 3 pot of golds, cover that order, considering these could easily go for $100 each. So I think I got such a great deal on all these plants. They came through very healthy, and I'm super excited to add them into my collection. So now that we have all these plants unboxed, let's check out some of their roots. We'll go ahead and start with the Hoya Macrophylla pot of golds, since this is one of my wish list Hoyas. I'm most anxious to see how they're looking underneath. This is the only downside when I order from this company. A lot of times their cuttings are not rooted, even though when you're purchasing, you are purchasing a rooted cutting, but these root super easily. They're always started, like I do see some starting roots in here, but they definitely need to be better rooted, I think. Although for the price, I really can't complain. Although I can complain because even though they are good prices, I'm purchasing this rooted. So, but anyways, Hoyas are relatively easy to root in my experience. I like to stick them in a thing of water, sometimes even just leca, and they root really readily for me. at least all the ones I've tried. So I don't know if I'm going to stick them in water or stick them in leca yet. I'll have to decide that. It just depends. I'll probably do leca. I'll probably throw them all in just a big pot of leca. And when I root in leca, I do keep the water line filled a little bit higher than I normally would, just because they have no roots and I want to keep the leca around them as moist as possible at all times. So that is most definitely what I will end up doing. You can also keep them in sphagnum too. I just have had better experience in. Now this one's rooted really nicely. This one's ready to get potted up in a pot of its own. I'm going to be growing all of these in leca, but those are some really decent roots for this plant. They're all healthy, fantastic. We'll go on to the third pot of golds. And I always take these out of here really carefully. They put them in this like cocoa coir sphagnum moss mix, and they're always really compact around the roots, so you definitely want to make sure you just kind of loosen it up and let the Hoya come out on its own, or let the sphagnum or whatever fall off on its own rather, to not pull any of the roots off while you're pulling that stuff off of there. That would be a disaster. This one's a little more rooted than the first one, obviously, but less rooted than the second one, which is okay. It's got its roots started, established, so that's good enough for me. I know all of these will do, or at least these three will do just fine, continuing to root. Now we're checking out the Hoya Da Nang Vietnam. This also has a little root system. Jennifer. And it's got little roots all up the stem. That's nice. I think this one is so far the most rooted anyways, because it has little roots going up the whole stem there, which is nice. There's actually a decent amount of roots here at the bottom, which is also really awesome. So this plant will also do well as it continues to grow. So I realized what I'm missing. I am missing one of these Hoya Perek teddy bears and two of the Hoya Clemensonium, or I still don't know what it's called, but both of those. So I ordered two of those plants, the ones with the really large colorful leaves. So that's what I'm missing. A little bit of roots here. We're doing the Hoya Roots. This is from Borneo, the Hoya Roots from Borneo. I'm actually very pleased with this order, I have to say. Even though the roots are a little skimpy, I was expecting that because I know how this company works. Okay, this one has like 3 little roots, which kind of explains the damage to the leaf. That's it. But like I said, it does have that new growth point, so I'm hoping this one will root up quite nicely. I always worry if they only come with one leaf and they lose the leaf. I've rooted Hoya stems before and they do root, but they just take forever if they even do grow. I don't know. I've rooted one of my Hoya Obscura stems, and I can't remember if it had any leaves or only one leaf, but it only has one leaf now and it's just taking forever to grow. So that's the only thing I worry about, is if a leaf falls off, if it's gonna die or continue to grow. So now this is all really stuck to here. I think these are pretty good roots here. Again, all up the whole stem. This was, like I said, the Hoya Roots. So that's another very nice rooted one. And last but not least, which is funny, the first one I started with is the last one I'm finishing off the video with. The Hoya Rosita. I feel like it's so dainty and fragile. It's like a baby. We think they're so fragile, but they're a little more sturdy than we think they are. So this one has 3 little roots that are nice and green, super healthy, going on here. Right at the top here. So that's good. They're all started. That's a big plus. That makes me definitely happy. I just want to show you on the back of this plant. I hope you can see it. You can kind of see the coloration that this leaf gets. I hope it's coming off in the camera. It's really gorgeous. Anyways, thank you guys again for joining me in another unboxing. I really hope you enjoyed seeing all these plants. I hope this gave you a positive experience to consider checking out this company on your own. I definitely have had more positive experiences than I did negative with this company. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in the content I provide. And as always, every plant's a princess. Bye!